NoSpace's group assignment, Fake News on Social Media, its diverse effect on social attitudes, will develop and explore how a digital medium provides a platform for social challenges. Subsequently, an analysis of contrasting case studies will reveal the varying implications on the greater public.
Social media in the modern age is websites and applications that enable users to create and share content or to participate in social networking online. Social media can be used sociably or for informational purposes in a way that allows the user to be visible or anonymous, a truly versatile medium. According to the 2017 Census Social Media Report, 79% of Australians use social media. That's a 10-point growth in only 12 months as social media platforms continue to grow in popularity and versatility. The available functions, the ease and portability of mobile phones, laptops, and even desktop computers mean social networking is accessible to anyone, anywhere. Most social networking is reportedly done at home. However, almost half of users access social media on public transport. The most popular social networking site in Australia is Facebook, with 95% of our social media users having an active account on the site. Age bracket is also a consideration in the usage levels of social networking, the most popular age group being 18 to 24-year-olds. Research also shows that personality traits have a lot to do with the kind of platform a person interacts on. For instance, extroverted people are more likely to be using Facebook with a high volume of friends and high participation rate in online groups, while those who are more introverted are more likely to be attracted to the anonymity of a platform like Twitter. The way in which we use social media and what platform we interact on makes a lot of difference in the content that we see and are exposed to. Most users have reported that they receive more news on Facebook by accident than on any other social media site, allowing the site to become not only a platform for social interaction, but also to be used as a source for daily news and current events.
In its most basic form, news is a mode of communication in which information about current and past events is relayed to a consumer, with the most notable mediums being television, radio, print, and online. According to the American Press Institute, the purpose of news is to provide citizens with the information they need to make the best possible decisions about their lives, their communities, their societies, and their governments. As such, the heavy importance placed on news makes it a powerful platform, a characteristic that is being increasingly exploited through fake news. Media challenges, especially fake news, has risen to prominence in light of the 2016 United States presidential election. Although examples predate the election, fake news has become a major public concern given the extensive examples of fake content published during the period. Wardle and Direction's 2017 report found two types of fake news, false and harmful, with both being equally damaging. False content is reflected through published mistakes, whereas harmful fake news is often deliberate and intended to cause division. The influence and damage of fake news lies in its similarity to conventional, real news. It is created, produced, and distributed much like mainstream content, resulting in the delegitimizing of the modern news pool. This effect is exacerbated online by the liberal uploading and distribution of content by friends and pages, providing the perfect platform for fake news to spread.
Both news and social media are a vital way to access information nowadays, and there are links between the two and how these media types contribute to fake news. 51% of the general population read and access their news primarily on social media platforms. 91% of 15 to 25-year-olds access the news via just social media. More than 50% of social media users say their news exposure is incidental, as they only come across it from their friends liking, sharing, tweeting, and commenting on recent news events. The main link I wanted to highlight to you today is the different legalities between social media and news. News platforms and broadcasting services have strict regulations that are legally binding, such as news, TV, print and radio content all have to be verified by editors who are knowledgeable in the Broadcasting Services Act, which was set by the Australian Commission and Media Authority and is legally binding. Whereas social media platforms have no legally binding regulations, unlike the news platforms. Instead, they have guidelines set by the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, the ACCC, which advises on how companies and users should behave online. But these guidelines are used as suggestions and aren't legally binding.
Our first case study will be Pizzagate. So what is Pizzagate? Pizzagate originated in October of 2016 during the presidential race in America between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. It sparked when John Podesta, Clinton's campaign manager's emails were hacked and leaked online. An email chain between Podesta and a man called James Alefantis was found. Alefantis is the owner of the Comet Ping Pong Pizza Shop in Washington, D.C., and Podesta was inquiring to hold a fundraiser there in Hillary's name. Users online saw those email chains, and obviously the words cheese pizza mean child porn. Users on social media deduced that the pizza shop was a child trafficking site run by the Clinton party. On December 4, 2016, a man called Edgar Madison Welch entered the store and shot a gun multiple times on a self-saving mission to investigate the reports of child trafficking. Luckily, no one was hurt, but yet, going back to the Wardle and Jenkinshaw's report on fake news, this is still an example of how fake news can cause harm in our society.
So, another case study about an example of fake news in a contemporary setting. A Facebook post from Liberal Senator Lucy Gachui claimed that the Australian government would fund 10,000 scholarships for African students, dramatically inflating the number of places available, SBS News could reveal. Gachui and Hanson, both individually polarising political powers, collided as Pauline Hanson, leader of the One Nation Party, outraged by Senator Gachui's fake post, as she claimed it was a disgraceful waste of taxpayer money and giving false hope to many individuals, demonstrating how much of a drastically negative impact fake news has on modern society. Gachui's error can be traced back to multiple web pages that reference the hefty 10,000 figure, as a Facebook page called African Union shared a link to a page with the wrong number. Instead of 10,000 scholarships, Foreign Minister Julie Bishop confirmed the real number was 495 places for students from 22 African countries. In a segment whilst appearing on 2GB 873 Chris Smith Radio, Hanson said, "I'm actually furious about this, Chris. I'm sick and tired of the government giving away our money." An apology from Gachui was later made public on Twitter, revealing the Office of Senator Lucy Gachui has retracted Monday's post on 10,000 scholarships for African students. Despite the best efforts in checking the information, the office has been a victim of fake news. We apologise for any inconvenience.
With social media's popularity constantly rising and the lack of law-abiding regulations, fake news has a space to grow and spread. The Pizzagate scandal is a real-life example of how far the consequences of fake news can go. In the case of Lucy Gachui and Pauline Hanson, we see how fake news and lack of verification can spread even to the high levels of government. Although fake news has been around for as long as the news itself, social media has created a new hyperactive breeding ground for it to spread.